So we are going to continue with the integration part. Data synchronization process in SAP Concur typically involve the following step: data extraction, data transformation, data loading, and data validation. So what is data extraction? Data extraction is nothing but data is extracted from the source system such as employee record, cost center, and accounting code, and this data can be extracted in various formats, including flat files, XML, or through web services. So basically, if you have a connection between, say, suppose your financial system to SAP Concur, what it will do, it will extract employee record, cost center, and accounting code, and then it will be converted it into XML flat file or through web services and pass it on to the SAP Concur system. Data transformation. The extracted data is then transformed to match data structure and format required by SAP. So we, in the first step, we just get the raw data. The second step, it will be in SAP Concur, it has its own data structures. So we will have to transform this extracted data to match the data structure and format required by SAP Concur. This involves data cleansing, formatting, and mapping to ensure data integrity and consistency. Data loading. The transformed data is then loaded into a SAP Concur system, updating the relevant modules and entities such as user profiles, organizational hierarchies, expense policies, etc. Data validation. SAP Concur include built-in validation rules and checks to ensure the accuracy and completeness of the synchronized data. Any error or discrepancies are flagged for review and resolution. So those are the options available to fetch, transform, and then load and validate the data. So that we ensure we pass the right data and it is processed on the right manner. Here talks about the security. SAP Concur places a strong emphasis on data security to protect the sensitive information such as financial data, personal details, and travel itineraries. So security is like shown in the picture. So the first is authentication and authorization. Then comes the data encryption. Then it goes to the data secure data centers for intuition detection and prevention. 5 regular security audits and pen testing. And finally, disaster recovery. So first two steps we already know. When we try to log into the system, we need two-factor authentication. That is where authentication comes in. And the remaining are on the data. Internally, the system performs the data encryption, and it takes and stores the secure data center and other steps as part of the security. Yeah, that's pretty much on the slide side. So we can take a look at this is another exercise. Okay, so I actually asked to add this as presentation, but it came as slides. Sorry, as PDF. So we can go through this. This is mainly talking about how SAP ERP is integrated with SAP Concur. I need to go to all the way above. Okay, so first, this I can't show because I don't have a system and I requested. I still not received any system. So if you guys have a system, you can try out certain steps. So first go to SM59 and then start the RFC destination. And in the RFC destination, you will have to provide RFC destination name, description, and the host. Host is the URL of your application. And once you provide the port 443 automatically comes. If you have proxy password, normally we don't have proxy password, we don't provide. And then this is another important factor you need to know, which I don't have at the moment. That's why I can't show it. So Concur consumer key we need, secret, and Concur company ID. So these information if you have, when you set up your system, you can actually ask them in advance about these keys. They would provide you. Once you get it, it will ask for user and password to log in to the particular Concur URL. And then we go on to, and here we enter gateway host is nothing but SAP Concur host. And then we don't have client ID, secret company UUID, so we don't need to provide that. Just provide the Concur ID and complete. So this will set up the connection. So what will happen? You see the connection on the transaction. Click on check connection will allow us to check whether this is like connecting to the Concur and returning. As of now, we are not returning anything, but it will show a display, it will show log saying that everything is okay. In this, in order to set up an internal order, what we have to do is set up export button from the internal order. Here cost center is there, internal order is there. From the internal order, set up export, and then here what we should do, again this will come and start. You need to provide the cost object. So here we provide the cost object ID is IO, which is the internal order. Concur list, cost object. It will have fields like logical system, company code, cost object type, and cost object ID. And this will be like, we have two options, phased rollout. So phased rollout, whether export without restriction is required or phased rollout is required. So you can select export without restriction, then phased rollout option. So here company code and controlling area. So as we selected this, this shows the generic definition, and generic definition you have to provide the controlling area and company code, and then export. In order to export, we need a batch user and batch job. So job name is given automatically. Batch user you will have to give, and the job, when the job start, and jobs start every 1 day, that is a frequency, and the start date and end date. So from 1st of December 2017, it starts every 1 day, sorry, not the end date, and the start time on every day is 12:44. So that's how this is exports the data, and it is complete. You have option to enter custom code to the object and make modification as needed. So we have a body implementation here in order to modify the custom code. So here what you are trying to do is you are trying to inject some data, and this shows error here. And say suppose it's the financial posting, you have Concur documents. So option on feedback loop, what we should do is we set up the Concur document. So what we do is, we system key is 4 and document type is expense report. So this is the expense report added, and then in the feedback loop we start automatically import all the expenses, and click on the run button. What will do, whatever expense report you have added on the screen get imported into the system. So after the import, you will see the document status, whether the document is properly imported or not. This shows the first one is imported, first one import is failed, second one is successful. So you can see that if you enter the data, some of the data failed. So you will see in SAP Concur system, these informations are failed. Quick access the error. So incorrect cost object is given here, and the system column 12, this is seems to be wrong. So what we could do, we could quickly access each one of them. So column number 16, if you search, it provides the system, it's a financial system and system information. From that we get the incorrect cost object, and it assigned to the first section. Code post fail, I think it is error 1. Post fail, check trial for detailed error message. So what we are doing is we are exporting the expense report from the system. So this goes to the Concur, and then this is trying to fix the problem, and then again it is importing, and this time document import is successful, both the case. And you can open on double click on one report and you can see item, amount, GL code, everything. That is like how we have it in our expense report. This will also have those kind of information. But what this shows is SAP Concur can be connected to SAP HCM. This is not HCM. This is any financial system. So we can use new web service API to do that. Let's see this. So if it is an HR system, HR master will be passed as a web service to the Concur. And this is a financial system. This is given wrong as HCM. But if it's a financial system, then cost object get passed into the Concur.
HCM is a part of HR only, no?
Oh yeah, old
one.
Old one. Now it is success factor.
Yeah.
We pass the cost object as a web service and we get the postings into our financial system. So that is the second set. And in the third set, after posting it from the third system, it transfers. That is also a financial system. It transfers a notification into the Concur. So after posting, Concur will be notified by SAP whether the posting has been successfully or not. So you have a full status overview of all your claim inside Concur. So this is another example. Create a claim, forget allocation to provoke error, approval by line manager and processor, pull claim to SAP, try to post and observe error fixed by processor in Concur, pull claim into SAP, successful posting in SAP FI.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Start by logging in as test user to create a simple expense claim. So we are creating a normal expense claim. Create an expense shell and enter the following. And then click on the domestic trip. Basically, we are adding a domestic trip. Click on save to confirm the claim and submit and confirm the warning. So we just did a domestic trip and confirmed it. And then when we come to the expense report, like the main page, this is asking us to switch to another browser. So whatever we have done, we created the expense report, we keep it aside, and then we switch to another browser. Here, click on, this is basically what an expense is created, and this expense is sent to the approval process. So manager will be approving it. If it is not that condition set, then it goes to the processor. So now this requires an expense claim approval. So this is coming into the managers section, and here we can see approve or approve and forward. So approve and forward will forward to the processing group. Click approve, just approve the expense. Okay, so this is an example of how we do the expense approval process, workflow process. Starting, what I showed was how ERP is integrated into SAP Concur. It is very simple, like how we do web services. How we do RFCs, we do that in the ERP system. It will be, you just need the connection URL as well as some secret key. If you have that, you can connect between SAP Concur and ERP system. So that's what it is mentioned here. Any question?
Oh, it's kind.
We are almost done with all. Oh, yeah, little bit in the assessment. How does SAP Concur integrate with other enterprise systems? So basically, SAP offers pre-built connectors, APIs, and integration platform like SAP Cloud Platform to integrate with ERP, HCM, travel booking tools, payment systems, and more. So we should say that pre-built connector, APIs, and integration platform like SAP Cloud Platform. What option exists for integrating SAP Concur with SAP system? Anybody can tell me that? What are the options exist for integrating Concur with SAP? Say suppose Concur to ERP or ECC. So
Yes.
the option, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like in earlier option, the main part is the connector API and SAP Cloud Platform.
SAP Cloud Platform, direct
So
connector to
is it
SAP.
asking what things we need to integrate with this?
No, it's not asking, but we can tell that integration will take the master data, expenses, travel booking, payment, and many more. Likewise, from financial side, it picks the GL code, cost and internal
Okay.
order. All those things will be passed to Concur. So our financial side will be filled with the actual values. How is access and identity managed between the SAP Concur and client system? Okay. Concur supports SAML 2.0 based single sign-on to allow seamless and secure access between companies' system and Concur using federated identities. So single sign-on we have. Now we also have two. Can Concur be configured for global and country-specific requirement? What would you say?
Yes,
Yes, it
definitely
is.
for every country we can configure.
Correct. Concur offers flexible policy, workflow, approval matrix, entity, and other configuration to meet regional regulatory and business needs while maintaining the global consistency. What configuration option exists for implementing the travel policies? Travel policies can be configured based on user/group for routing rules, approval workflows, preferred vendors, out of policy warning, budget alerts, and constraints. Is it clear?
Yes,
Hello? How are expenses, invoices, travel booking coded with accounting details? Concur can inherit or automatically append GL code, cost center, project code, and custom field from the integrated ERP or HR system. Additional coding configurations are available. So we had seen the body implementation, right? So that through that also you can pull more data into from the Concur into the ERP system and vice versa. What options exist for reimbursing employee expense? Concur supports bank transfer, issuing checks, payroll integration, prepaid debit cards, and other payment methods. Rules can be defined for payment method based on expense type. How can implementation be staged over time? Concur offers flexibility for phased rollout by entity, by product module, by employee group, or incrementally ramping up configuration and integration. So basically, various phase we had seen the rollout by entity, by product module, by employee group, or incrementally ramping up the configuration and integration. How are upgrades and new features handled for client? Concur handles upgrades in the background seamlessly for client. Early access program allows client to test the new feature before release, while change management prevents disruption. So Concur is in cloud, so upgrade is pretty easy in the background. It will happen and it will be same for everyone. How does Concur support administrators and power users? Admin have access to online learning, 24/7 support, message board, guided setup tools, control over configurations, and permissions over access and data. This part is done. Now, next is the scenario. So I want you to do all exercises so that I want to make sure you are good at SAP Concur. So will you be able to do along with me?
Okay.
Okay. So this is the scenario. So what you should do is the objective is to book a ticket for a round trip and ensuring to adhere to the condition. So the project phases airline reservation. So what you should do is between 30th, you need to reserve a airline ticket for for the travel. Okay, airline reservation 30th June to 4th July. Condition book flight greater than $500. So they will be an approval, and the approval should go to the manager. Business class is allowed only when it is above 2,000 miles. First class again 2,500 miles. So you don't have to worry. You have to book an airline. Say suppose we can do from PHL is Philadelphia Scoot to Atlanta. You can search for Atlanta. You should start on 30th afternoon, and 30th is a Sunday, and 4th July is also, it's a Thursday. So while coming back, you should book the flight after 4. And conditions, as in if you book it for more than $500, it will come for an approval process. And hotel booking from 30th of June to 40th. So the same thing you should follow for hotel. And condition is hotel rate is greater than 200 per day, require manager approval. Car rental, you start on 30th June and return it on 40th. Sorry, 4th. The condition is pick up from the airport rental itself. Per day charge is 75. If above 50, this is somebody written. There are some things missing. It's okay. Don't consider the 75. If the day charge is more than 50, it goes for the approval. So that is a first scenario. So can you do the first scenario?
Okay. We have to do it now.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to share the scenario? I can share it.
Yeah.
Try to follow all the steps I mentioned. Flight will be between Philadelphia and Atlanta. Start date is 30th, end date is 4th of July. And similarly, hotel reservation as well as the car rental.
I think I have done the initial screen.
Sorry, please go ahead and share the screen.
So this is for flight from 30th June to 4th July.
1 second, this is showing something else. Can you show from? Okay. Oh, did you do the reservation separately? We can do
Yes,
it
yes.
together actually.
I was thinking that it was showing for hotel options as well.
As well as the car option. So it will be, we don't need to specifically go and do it. It will do it for you. You just have to select which car you want, the rate, and then likewise the hotel as well. So which flight have you selected? Starting 8:56 p.m. Philadelphia to 11:05 Atlanta. You got non-stop flight, isn't it? Oh, you got both the non-stop flight. Okay. When I was searching, I was only getting one non-stop, that to return. Okay. Then, so this is okay. Seats are available. Rate is given. And method type. This is good. This is correct. And you can reserve flight and continue.
Yeah, I can do this, right?
You can start over.
Okay, I can start over again, but yeah, so that was about the flight for the car reserve.
Car.
So 4:30 p.m. on 30th June.
Okay.
It will drop
at 12 p.m. Okay, go down. But, and which car did you select?
Its daily rate is $48.
Okay.
Total is going 60. So I was thinking that we have to consider those rates where approval would be required. So that's why I chose that is going above $50.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
So whichever is below $50, we cannot choose that because it will not be
right. And you can hide the map if you want, and then it'll show all the reservations. Oh, you did do the reservation.
Yeah, from 30th to 4th. This is the hotel name at Atlanta, 4 nights, and
Okay.
average rate is $204.
Mhm.
Total cost is 816. So
Mhm.
it will go for approval.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Yeah, this
that's
looks.
fine.
So you are done. But only
I
thing
could
is you
have,
did it
yeah, I could have done one single flow, right?
slow. Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually did that way. I went with the one single flow.
because
So
I was keeping in mind that my flight is at evening from Philadelphia and I will reach by
okay.
morning. So I need the car rental by this time and hotel by this time. So yeah.
Okay. I'll share my screen. I did all the reservation like in a single stretch. So I first booked flight and there was a checkbox to select car and then hotel. I selected the hotel which is near to the airport. So in a single stretch, it will first book the flight and then go on to the car reservation and then choose which is available. Initially we will select intermediate car. So this will show you available intermediate car. Based on the rate, you can select the car and then hotel reservation. So this took just less than 5 minutes to do the reservation. Okay, so it's clear, right?
Yeah.
So next time when you do the reservation, do this way
Mhm.
so it will be much easier for you.
Mm.
I will go here. Like I'm just quickly show and then I'll go into the next exercise. Then we were planned to do on 30th and return on 4th. Then you do pick up and drop of car,
Mm.
automatically reserve this car, and then it will allow us to select the car vendor here and we are allowed
So
to take intermediate.
I have a doubt here.
Mhm.
So you are doing it for yourself, right?
Yes.
Can you please book on myself, please? Try to log
Uh,
in with my account. Can you book for me?
oh yeah, I can do that. As a user, either delegate another user. So 1 second. Now switching myself to acting as, and then I go here. So this is another problem I faced. It shows for you with less authorization.
Permissions and roles required to book hotel or flight
Okay.
behalf of some other people. If I want to
Yes.
book for my manager, then how can I do that?
Yeah, that I showed earlier. I can show it now as well. Let me first switch to myself. So what permissions you need is, in order for you to book the travel, you have to go to the travel settings. And first of all, you have to have these policies. One of these policies are for us. So executive policy is for everybody. General policy, everybody in the sense employee of an organization. General policy is, say, suppose a guest traveling using SAP Concur, say some business person coming into our organization. Then in that scenario, that person's trip will be booked by Concur and there won't be any conditions required for a general policy.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
But for our case, we are executive, so
How many policies we can have in this travel policy?
you can
Here
add
we have two policies.
you can add many policies as possible, but each
So there is
policy
no limit, right?
there is no limit.
Okay.
And then first what you should do is we have to look at the travel rules. Travel rules, this will talk about like your itinerary, log all trips, and trip up if approval required, say suppose your airfare is greater than or equal to 500. So these are the conditions. But what you asked me was I will go. That's in expense and invoice management, user account. So what we have to do, this is something I showed earlier. Can submit. You are a travel and expense administrator. So you should be able to do the travel part. And in travel, if you go, you have general policy. Could be that, and you can do the guest booking, concur triple link booking, and report the user. You can do the reporting as well. So check the consumer. So these are the 4 options. You need to check whether you have the permission. And say suppose if you want to book your manager, then basically the manager will be in here. So if suppose if he is not there, go to add user. Manually we can add your manager. Say, do you have any preference on the first name and last name?
We can mention like test user, like test one, middle name, test kind of.
One.
But anyway, we need to activate this, right? So we need to have a proper email.
Test 2. So the user ID for being, I will give my ID. This is a demo, so that's why I'm using that.
But it will be duplicate, right?
No, it won't be duplicate.
Okay.
So this, what is the same? It is not matching, so I have to enter 3. Okay. Employee ID, I can give test 1, and
here you have entered employee ID as a test 1, right? It's a varchar. I mean, it's integer plus characters. How can we restrict to only, user by entering only employee ID as an integer, not by character and all?
Identity or financial source and a few. It's not mentioning that you have to enter the character. You have to enter the number or aspect. It's just that's character.
Right. That's why if my client wants only integer value here, then how can we restrict the user by entering in integers only here?
In that scenario, then we go to, I'll just go back. This will be on. And when we come here, custom field.
But these are all standard fields, right? Employee ID.
This is the custom field. This is the standard field. So let me check. Employee ID. Employee ID is here. So this is a free form text, and there is no condition. So only this can be modified. But as of now, we can't modify that. But as you asked, that cannot be set for a user, the condition.
So it's not possible here, right?
It's not possible. Okay. I showed earlier, like, it is going to work. So in the home, this also shows. So we would have to create a ticket in the Concur support and ask them why this particular user is not having enough, like, even though we provided the permissions, it is not getting displayed on the main screen. So then they will do a check in the background, because this application is just URL we are getting, right? So we can't troubleshoot. So they will troubleshoot and they will get back to us on the issue. So that is why for you, if you go to home, Concur home, in the this is redirecting to this page. Actually, in a normal scenario, if I go to here, what you could do is that's what I'm trying to show, or I can do as myself. So here we get the contact information of the GAN travel agent, because this is a GAN travel app. So either you can create a ticket under travel support at gantravel.com, or you can try to give a call. So they will be, fixing the problem with you. Is that clear?
For example, if we connected with this Gantt Travel, they booked some tickets for us. Can it be reflected in this Concur?
Yeah, it will reflect in the Concur.
But that's a different entity, right? Gantt Travel is a different entity.
No. Gantt Travel is what the organization in SAP, especially SAP Concur, built this URL for us. They deployed this URL and they implemented each functionality in this. So they will be able to help us.
But we can use a triplet and some other external parties, right? External applications to book.
Yeah, other applications are possible. I don't know whether you were there when I did the tripit. So
Yeah, I am there. Yeah, I got those points very well.
okay. So those, if you link it into the Concur, whatever booking you do in an Tripit account, it will get displayed over here. And you can also add your program like Delta or American Airline. Then you can go to the site and you can do the reservation. That will also automatically reflect on our application.
Okay. So one more question, here in the strip sets we can see flights and cabs and hotels and train here symbols, right? Can we disable any one of these icons here?
No.
I mean, for example, if my client don't want to book hotels, then
that is not possible, because these are the search options provided by. In a normal scenario, people won't use everything, because if you are going on air flight, say flight, then you don't use train. This is like either or. Say suppose your travel distance is less, then you can go with Amtrak, which is the train. Then you don't book the flight. And there is a possibility that you book a flight and you go down in the airport, but your say suppose you're going to your customer's location is 100 miles away. In that scenario, either you can take a rental car and drive till the office, or you can book. If there is a possibility of booking a train, you can do that. That's why this is showing train plus flight. So these are the combinations of options. So we can't disable either one of them.
I tried to change the logo here, but I'm not succeeding it.
Oh,
here.
that, how did you do that? That can be done through the implementation team, not by us.
But we are the implementation partners, right? We are not end users, I believe.
See, if you are doing it for your client, you have this development. Okay, let me show you. When you come here, expense and invoice settings, this deployment kit. So you have to use the deployment kit to deploy all your entire Concur, and then you need to implement each of these sections. Travel will be implemented one group, expense will be implemented other group. So likewise, we have to do that. In this scenario, this is implemented by SAP Concur, and we contact corresponding teams like for travel, for travel, for expense, for invoice. All of them are different. But in your case, maybe if you implement it for the client, you deploy the entire toolkit and get the Concur up and running, and then based on the customer or your client request, you will set your authorizations, you set your expense invoice settings, travel settings, audit rules, and everything. How many users you want this to be accessed, whether we should manage the single sign-on, custom fields, how many expense types are needed. So this is like before starting the training, I added all these options. So you can also add custom, just that add a new expense type. If you see here, I added travel allowance. I actually added as part of one of the scenario. So this is a custom expense type, and you need to give proper account code, then this will be working fine, and the category as well. Is that clear?
Can you please go to travel administrator section once again, please? In administrations, maybe. Yeah, this one is, yeah. Can you see this sites customization? Last third one, maybe. Third one. Yeah. Here we have a option to upload company logo, right?
Here, actually, options are there, but you can mention this option is enabled, but uploading company logo is not provided.
No. Can you click on that icon there, please?
Yeah.
Here we can choose file.
Okay. So I don't have any JPG files. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. I try to upload one profile picture. I mean, it's a ZaranTech only, but it's not uploading.
Let me check if I have any. Okay. This is a PNG. I will upload. Sorry, there was an error during file upload only. Oh, my case was I tried uploading a PNG file. I should upload JPG. Let me check. Oh no, this is all PNG. I will have to otherwise go to my gallery. I'm just picking some random file and I'm going to save as JPG picture. I will put it in desktop. I'll have to take it out, but anyways. And then I come here, go to desktop. I think it should be in gallery. No, 1 second. I think I kept it. So this is trying to upload. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is why you are not able to do, because the image should be image has certain constraints. If it meets the constraint,
I did that. I try to change the height and width of this picture, but
still,
it is showing like uploaded successfully, but it is not changing there in our home page.
Did you refresh and check?
Yeah, I try to log out and log in again, and it's not changing.
Okay, so I'm not sure. Only thing from my point, if you upload, we can accept, say it's as per .jpg or GIF, and the file must be under 100 KB in size. Anything larger will be rejected. The image should be 55 pixel height and no more than 200 pixel in length. So if this condition is met, then we can actually do that. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll go to the first screen. I will try to, okay. So this image, save the image as download. So this should work. So what I did, I downloaded the same image and saved again. And then I'll go to travel. Oh, sorry. Why did I press settings? So this is uploaded successfully, because this logo has before they are uploading into the Concur website, they have gone through the checks and then they uploaded it. So what I did was I just tried to, oh, this is not loading. The image is not coming now. The uploaded image is not displaying here, but it is uploaded successfully. So the error was gone, but the image is not coming. So what I can do, I can check with the customer support team if they can help us fix this problem.